we're running short on time here now. We've got about 10 minutes left. Is there any issue that you would like to talk about that we haven't covered here?
Boy, Tom, there's a lot. We've talked a little bit about land use. I think that's going to be a high priority for me, is to change federal policy on land, water, and wildlife laws. I think those agencies have really went overboard. And I think the private property rights is a huge issue in Montana, that the right of a property owner to determine how best to use their land and how best to utilize their resources really is something we have to get back to. So that's a big, big issue for me. I also want the people of Montana to know where I stand on social issues. They don't need to be sugar-coated. I'm pro-life 100% and proud of it. I think that's absolutely critical that Montanans know that. They know the truth. I also support the Second Amendment to the Constitution, the right to keep and bear arms. I think that's an absolute. It's not something you can do part of the time. It's something that you have the right all of the time to do. And I think that's in the Constitution. It's pretty clear. I think that as individual freedoms that we talk about, government should never get so heavy-handed that they take away your rights and my rights in the name of freedom. And I think Congress has tried to do that once or twice. I won't let that happen on my watch. I will stand up and oppose a bill, whether it comes from a Republican or a Democrat. If it's a bill that takes away our freedoms and our rights as citizens, I'm going to oppose it. Whether it's the Patriot Act, No Child Left Behind, or any other number of Social Security requirements that Congress has thrown at us over the years, you have to just say no. And I think that one senator can make a difference in Washington. But you have to be bold. You can't sit back and not take on the tough issues. You can't sit there and expect things to change without going after change. As a state legislator, I carried over 50 bills in 3 terms. All of them that were an attempt to reform how government worked. I passed almost half of them. So I had a very high success rate at getting bills through. And I think the reason I do is because you owe it to your constituents to work when you go to Washington, not just sit there and collect money and fundraisers and go on junkets. You are there to work. And as a senator, I will work harder than any other senator in the United States Senate, and I will get more done. I can assure you that in 30 years in the Senate, my opponent should count up the number of bills he's passed and put it side by side with mine in 3 terms. And I think that shows the degree of work that separates Senator Baucus and myself. I'll outwork him, and I'll do a better job at representing everyday families and people in Montana than he has. That's a pretty bold statement, because he's got a lot of money and he's got a lot of seniority. But that $10 million and that 30 years won't buy character, integrity, and the ability to work hard. That's what this campaign is going to be about, Tom. It's going to be the most exciting Senate campaign this state's ever seen, because we're going to be doing just what we've been doing. We're going to go door to door, town to town. We're not going to try to buy the election. We're going to try to earn votes. And that's the difference. And we think we can make a difference. We're going to prove that an everyday Montanan can make a difference.
That's great.